Welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a beautifully chaotic Thursday in the soap universe, and we are absolutely thriving in the madness. Grab your iced coffee, settle into your comfiest spot, and let's get ready to decode the latest absolute insanity that just dropped on our laps. We have so much ground to cover, and the energy is strictly unfiltered today, so buckle up for the ride. Oh my god. Stop scrolling right now, I'm literally speechless. Are they for real? If you thought the Port Charles Underground was messy before, you have absolutely no idea what kind of apocalyptic storm is brewing on the horizon right now. We are talking about the final dead as a doornail exit of the one and only Jen Sidwell, and I am legitimately hyperventilating into a paper bag over here. I've been following this chaotic drama since I was in diapers, and this is officially the craziest move yet. Dude, I'm so shocked my jaw literally hit the floor when I saw the real chaos behind this latest spoiler drop. We are looking at a two-horse race for who actually gets to send this absolute menace to the grave, and the contenders are serving pure, unadulterated lethal energy. We have the obvious, gun-toting mercenary Ethan Lovett, and the absolutely wild-card, high-glamour mob queen herself, Ava Jerome. Does anyone else feel physically attacked right now? Because my brain is short-circuiting, trying to process the sheer magnitude of this impending bloodbath, besties, can we unpack the audacity of Ethan Lovett just casually strolling back into port, Charles, and immediately offering to wipe Jen Sidwell off the mat for Sunny Corinthos? Like, no cap, Ethan is not playing games this season. He has a massive, unquenchable thirst for revenge because of what Sidwell did to his mother, Holly Sutton. Remember the absolute terror Sidwell put Holly and Lucky Spencer through. Ethan hasn't forgotten. And finding out that Sidwell is actively keeping tabs on his family in France, even describing their cozy cottage to Tracy Quartermain, just stoked that fiery rage to a nuclear level. Essentially, Ethan is a walking, talking time bomb of lethal intent. When he pulled up to Sunny and offered to take out the trash, I was screaming at my screen. Sunny told him to wait at least until Jason is exonerated and rescued from WSB custody. But we all know Ethan's trigger finger is itching like crazy. Wait, let's talk about the god-tier mechanical execution of Ethan's strategy here. It is a straight-up masterclass in espionage and hitman logistics. Sunny asked Ethan to keep an eye on Lucy Coe, right? Because Lucy is a walking disaster zone who tends to get into as much trouble as she makes. But get this as a perk of keeping an eye on Lucy. Ethan gets to keep a microscopic, high-definition eye on Sidwell too. Since Lucy is constantly hovering around Sidwell like a moth to a very toxic, very lethal flame, the way Ethan is utilizing this assignment to map out Sidwell's vulnerabilities is low-key genius. Whenever we see Ethan maneuvering through these social interactions, it's just total kinetic Chalice moments waiting to happen. I am smashing the shift key because his impossible lightning reflexes are going to be on full display when the time comes. I am actually losing my sanity over here, just imagining the sheer cinematic glory of Ethan dropping from the rafters to take his shot. Fully nerd out over the lead dev's crazy update history for a second, because the head writers have literally been buffing Ethan's stats since 2009. From his early days grifting with Luke Spencer to surviving Helena Cassadine's dungeons. His entire character arc has been a slow burn leveling up process to become the ultimate shadow operative. The devs gave him the Vengeful Sun buff this patch, and his critical hit rate against Sidwell is basically maxed out. Wait, I'm getting way too deep in the weeds with these RPG mechanics. Anyway, back to the actual gameplay of this incoming assassination plot. Hot take incoming, but we absolutely need to talk about Ava Jerome dating Jen Sidwell. Yes, you heard me correctly. Ava is dating the man who is currently terrorizing half the city. It's giving toxic, it's giving manipulative, and it is giving me absolute life because Ava never, ever does anything without a calculated, self-serving reason. She is locked in a bizarre, high-stakes rivalry with Lucy Coe over this man. It's obvious Sidwell is eating it up, enjoying having a beautiful, powerful lady on each arm, especially when they're actively fighting over him like he's the last designer bag at a sample sale. But let's be real, Ava has the undeniable edge here. Why? Because Ava and Jens are bonding over the darkest, most twisted, shared trauma imaginable. They both had grown children murdered. Jens lost Marco Rios and Ava lost her beloved Kiki Jerome. Jens is deeply appreciating Ava's support and empathy in his time of profound grief. It's a master manipulator, recognizing another master manipulator. And they're playing a terrifying game of emotional chess. Lucy Coe, bless her heart, is just out here trying to secure a rich man, relying on her history of miscarriages to relate but it just doesn't hit the same dark, vengeful notes that Ava's grief does. Ava knows exactly how to stroke Sidwell's ego while simultaneously mapping out his psychological weaknesses. She is a predator playing with her food, and it is a masterclass in soapy deception. But get this, the entire system mechanics of the storyline are shifting because of Ross Cullum. You guys, Cullum is the one who actually stabbed and killed Marco Rios. After Pascal tattled about Marco stealing the 2 vials of Britt Westbourne's Huntington's meds, Cullum took him out. But Cullum is a WSB snake who needs a scapegoat to take the suspicions off himself. So what does this absolute monster do? He puts suspicions in Jens' head about Lucas Jones. Yes, sweet innocent Dr. Lucas Jones, who still lives in Windermere and was just trying to help Britt get her meds reverse engineered. Cullum planted the idea that Lucas had words with Marco and took him out, and unbelievably, Sidwell is actually buying it. Don't you feel it's so unfair for them? Lucas is literally just trying to honor Marco's memory, risking his own life to stay in Windermere to finish the project. And now he has a massive, invisible target painted on his back by a grieving psychopathic father. I am actually losing my sanity over here because the sheer injustice of it all is making my blood boil. Cullum is playing 4D chess manipulating Sidwell's grief to tie up loose ends. And it is a sickening display of villainous power. This brings us to the ultimate breaking point. Ava Jerome might be playing the supportive, empathetic girlfriend right now, but there is one line you do not cross with the Jerome family. Besides her daughter Avery, Lucas is Ava's only living blood relative. If Sidwell so much as touches a single hair on Lucas's perfectly styled head, Ava is going to transform into an unstoppable force of vengeance. Can you imagine Ava's reaction if she finds out Sidwell harmed her nephew before Ethan even gets the chance to take his revenge? It will be an absolute bloodbath. Ava will not wait for Sonny's permission. She will not wait for Ethan to set up a sniper rifle. She will handle it herself up close and personal. Slay. Queen Fax Ava is a survivor, and she will protect her bloodline with the ferocity of a feral lioness. Let's vividly picture how this goes down because the visual is already living rent-free in my head. If Ava discovers Sidwell's lethal intentions toward Lucas, she's not just going to quietly poison his drink. Oh no! We are talking about a return to the classics. We are talking about the Windermere parapet. If something happens to Lucas, and Ava knows Sidwell is behind it, Jens might just meet his end being thrown off that infamous balcony. Knowing Ava, she'll probably shoot him first, just to make sure the message is received, and then casually toss his lifeless body into the freezing rocky waters below. It would be a total kinetic Chow's moment of the highest order. I am actually losing my sanity over here, thinking about Ava staring down at his broken body, sipping a dry martini and fixing her lipstick. It's exactly the kind of high voltage freakout we fans deserve, after enduring months of Sidwell's insufferable arrogance. Remember when they tried this with Ryan Chamberlain? Yeah, it went nowhere back then either, because you can only tease a villain's demise for so long before the audience demands a visceral payoff. Is this same tragedy happening to Lucas all over again, where an innocent character is dragged into the crossfire just to elevate the stakes for the mobsters? I swear the writers are recycling the innocent scapegoat trope, but I'm low-key here for it if it means Ava gets to unleash her inner mob boss. I know some people are really enjoying this slow burn tension, and maybe they want Sonny to deliver the final blow, but personally I need the explosion. This is just my personal take, and many might disagree, but Sidwell has overstayed his welcome, and his reign of terror needs to be violently terminated by someone who has real personal stakes in the game. So who actually deserves to kill, Ethan or Ava? On one hand, Ethan's claim is rooted in deep family trauma and his mother's suffering. He's a trained operative. His execution would be clean, precise, and highly satisfying from a tactical standpoint. On the other hand, Ava's kill would be messy, emotional, and deeply personal. It's the classic debate between professional justice and poetic vengeance. Don't you think they should just team up? Imagine Ethan and Ava forming an unholy alliance, cornering Sidwell together in the Windermere drawing room. Ethan disarms him with his impossible lightning reflexes, and Ava delivers the final fatal blow. It would literally break the internet. I am straight up manifesting this massive brain dump into a reality, because holding this in is literally not an option. We also have to factor in the absolute mess that is Lucy Co. Lucy is completely oblivious to the fact that the man she's fighting over is a cold-blooded monster who is currently being targeted by a highly trained mercenary and a ruthless mob queen. Lucy is just out here trying to secure a rich, powerful man, completely unaware that she is tap dancing in the middle of a live minefield. Ethan is using her as a human shield and a surveillance camera. and Ava is just tolerating her existence until she decides to swat her away like a pesky fly. The comedic undertones of Lucy's involvement are the only things keeping this storyline from being suffocatingly dark. But honestly, if Lucy accidentally trips Sidwell off the parapet while trying to aggressively flirt with him, I wouldn't even be mad. It would be the most chaotic, accidental slay in soap history. And let's not let Ross Cullum off the hook here, besties. The audacity of this man to murder Marco. Smash the Huntington's meds to terrorize Britt, and then casually stroll up to Jen Sidwell and point the finger at Lucas. It's sickening. Cullum knows that if Sidwell eliminates Lucas, it ties up a massive loose end and keeps the WSB and Faison project securely under wraps. It's a god-tier mechanical execution of villainy no cap. Cullum is manipulating everyone on the board, and I am desperately waiting for Jocelyn or Dante to blow his cover sky high. If Sidwell finds out Cullum is the real killer before Ava or Ethan get to him, Sidwell might actually tear Cullum apart with his bare hands. The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a scalpel. Meanwhile, we have Jason rotting in a WSB black site because he's covering for Rocco Falconeri. Sonny wants Ethan to hold off on killing Sidwell until Jason is exonerated. But how long can they realistically wait? Danny is spiraling, trying to join the mob, and wrecking cars on Route 91 because he thinks Sidwell is the root of all his father's problems. The collateral damage of Sidwell's existence is spreading like a highly contagious virus. Carly is running around covering up teenage hit-and-runs. Valentine is hiding in an attic losing his mind over Cesar Faison's book. And Jordan is fighting for her life in the hospital. The entire simulation is glitching, besties. We need a hard reset, and the only way to get it is by eliminating the source code Jen Sidwell.